In this lesson, we will discuss a hack to identify the roots in caged major scales using the NANDI method. The intervals and notes of the C major scale are shown below. The word CAGED stands for the 5 basic major chord shapes, C, A, G, E, and D. Let's consider the major chord in the C shape. To construct a major scale in this shape, we simply fill in the surrounding scale tones on all 6 strings, making sure that the notes on the lowest and highest fret locations are within 1 fret of the 2 roots in the shape. With these guidelines in mind, we can use the 5 basic chord shapes to create 5 scale shapes or positions, as shown below, starting from different degrees of the major scale. For example, the A shape begins on the 5th scale degree, the G shape begins on the 6th scale degree, and so on. Let's say we want to know the CAGED shape associated with the scale pattern beginning on the 2nd degree. The most common method is to count scale steps to find the closest root, and then its octave, 2 or 3 frets higher, to determine the shape. Alternatively, with the NANDI method, we can apply a simple hack by using open note relationships as a reference. Since 2 is on the low E string, we must ask from which open note is E a major second. The correct answer is D, since open notes D and E are a major second apart. Based on this relationship, we can conclude that when we play a major scale in any key starting from the 2nd scale degree, we are playing in the D shape. Because of the half steps between 3 and 4 and 7 and 1, we must begin a major scale from 3 rather than 4, and from 7 rather than the root if we wish to include all of the scale tones in a caged scale. With this in mind, if we wish to identify the caged shape for the scale that begins at the 3rd degree, we must consider the open note that has a perfect 4th relationship with E, which is B, because B to E is a perfect 4th. If we know that the roots in the C shape are on the B and A strings, then we can safely assume that the scale starting on the 3rd degree is in the C shape. Since the root of the E shape is on the E string, we do not need to apply any shortcuts here. Beginning the scale from the 5th degree, the perfect 5th between the open A and E notes can help us identify this scale pattern with the A shape. Beginning from the 6th scale degree, the major 6th between the open G and E notes can help us link this scale pattern with the G shape. Let's put our root recognition skills to the test by identifying scale shapes below. In this diagram, 2 is the lowest note on the E string. The question we must ask is, which open note has a major second relationship with the open E note? If your answer is D, you're correct. The next question to ask is, where is the other root in the shape on a higher string? If you responded with 3 frets higher on the B string, you're right again. When you train with the NANDI method, you will learn dozens of shortcuts like these to help you figure out how to apply simple fretboard logic to identify and locate notes in scales and chords without getting caught up in traditional methods of memorization. We suggest our book, Guitar Scales Unleashed, the accompanying workbook, and the namesake app to take your knowledge of scales to the highest level. There you have it, identifying roots in caged scales using the NANDI method. Thanks for watching. If you found this lesson useful, please like and share our video.